merak ediyorum. Sana benziyor muyum? Onu da merak ediyorum.
Senin bu anan, yani nasıl oldu da sana hala görünmedi?
I'm here in the International Film Festival with Emine Yildirim, who directed Apolo by day, Atena by night. And thanks so much for talking to us here.
Thank
and
you.
I would like to ask you, first of all, how's the project begin with in your mind? Because it's a girl who has some conversations with the dad, but she's looking for her mother, who is dead, and I don't want to spoil anything, but the movie has some surprises. So how was the beginning of the project with you?
Sure. The beginning of the project, actually, it was about 5-6 years ago. And it was it was the first time I went to this location in Turkey, Side. And first I fell in love with the location because
It's beautiful.
it's very beautiful, right by the sea, layers and layers of history. And it had this very sort of welcoming feeling to it. Sort of, at the time, I was also having issues of belonging, especially regarding the political situation of my country. There was so much polarization, and
We know what you mean.
yes,
Because,
you know what you mean. I mean, and you know, this concept of constant mobbing, gaslighting, and this feeling as if half of our country should, leave it or something. And then I think I realized at one point, no, this is also my country, and I can love it as I please. And it's a country, it's a geography with amazing history and amazing human heritage and cultural heritage. And I sort of, when I went to this place, I was reminded of that. I was like, no, listen, I'm a small part of history, but I come from a very huge, like long line of heritage. And it was sort of a way for me to go in there and reclaim my own geography in a way I wanted, and not the current patriarchal capitalism wants
Yes.
us to. And so that's where I began the film and the story. And so this, yeah.
And that place, I don't know if you thought about that, but I mean it's that must be very humbling because it's very ancient.
Yes,
so,
absolutely. That humbling feeling is exactly what is the key to the place, because, like you said, you go there, you feel so small, but it's okay, right? It's okay because people have been going through these cycles and struggles through centuries and thousands of years, and they move on somehow. And so it's kind of liberating and inspiring in that way.
and the movie begins, and we feel a little out of place because we saw your character, your protagonist, and she doesn't speak to people that's around her, and then we discover why is that. It's a nice surprise. Of course, who read the synopsis knows about this,
Yeah.
but the surprise of the script, how was to think about this, how was to introduce the characters, and you have the supporting characters showing up, and everybody has some spotlight to shine. So what was that about to write the script and give those people that right place in the story?
Yeah, that was also from the beginning. I wanted to do that because it was always it's the character definitely drives the story, but it was always in its heart an ensemble piece, and it was kind of about the concept of solidarity as well. So it took a while, of course, to bring in a script that can combine this and also has some twists and keeps the audience guessing. So it took me a while to sort of place all that. But then I think it worked. And it was very important to have like these ghosts contrast with the main character. They're actually more full of life than she is.
Yes.
And it was always about her learning to hold on to life while the dead people around her are her complete opposite. So yeah.
And there's a relationship in the movie that I love, that it's the woman in the inn, in the hotel, with her, that it's the only person who is living, who talks to her, and who sees her as a human, or as a person, as a some it's almost like a motherly figure
Yeah.
to her.
Yeah.
So it's very nice, and she has some the protagonist has some thoughts. Does she say she can see her dead husband there? So it's a nice dynamic that you put there in the hotel.
Thank you.
Talk about a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was always I like that relationship too, and I like how the hotel owner is, in a way, actually as a surrogate mother to her, or tries to be one, and she wanted to be a mother and she couldn't. And I think this is also about the theme of the film, which is that there's so many kinds of being a mother. There isn't one sacred motherness. So that sort of human relation between the two characters was always very important. The two living, holding on to each other.
And when we talk about pictures that talk about the afterlife, or the communion with the dead, or that thing, what did you see to inspire you, or was a story that you read and inspired you? Books, movies, TV shows. What can you say about this? The afterlife.
Yeah, I mean, I think in this film, the afterlife. Sure, there's so many like movies and TV shows who use this, and I like all of them. By the way, I love ghost stories, but to me, this was always sort of the ghosts in our film, sort of always were about personal and collective memory, and in that way, it was always about the history that we have in our country that we either suppress, choose to forget, but it's still there. And it's been and I it's the more you try to forget, the more it comes back. So to me, it was always about remembering the past.
It's not a coincidence that we have a Marxist,
Yes,
we have a prostitute,
yeah, absolutely.
we have an ancient ghost.
Absolutely, they're all actually sort of more marginal characters of their era. And so to me, it was always about this sort of like more psychological and personal and societal memory. And about the afterlife, it's to be honest, like they go into the sea, and I don't know where they go. They're here right now. They're still here. They can't let go. They have issues to deal with. They represent memory, but once they move on, to be honest, I have no idea where they go. I hope they go to a good place. And yeah, in that regard, to me, this was not like this concept was not very theological in my view. It was always more about more like psychology and what grief is and what suppressing of memory was.
Okay, thank you so much, Emine,
Thank
for
you
your
so
time.
much. Thank you.
And well, the movie Apollo by day, Athena by night.
Yeah.
That title,
Yes.
please explain to me, because when I saw the movie, before I saw the movie, I thought Apollo by day, Athena by night. Well, she's a man in the day, a woman in the night.
Yeah, some people.
And when the movie starts, it's not that at all. So, well, for us to finish, what about the title?
The title, it came as a very instinctual, from a very instinctual place, because the location, Side, is actually they are like two protecting gods of the city, Athena and Apollo, and they both have temples there. So it was always about that duality, of day and night, man, woman, dead, alive, and it just sort of came out like that. To be honest, I can't give a very logical explanation to it. A lot of people ask that, and yes, a lot of people think perhaps it's perhaps the theme is more like in a queer theme, which is okay, I think. So in that regard, I'm happy that it can be stretched to any place, because I don't like these very absolutist names,
Okay.
So it just sometimes things feel right, and you go with them.
That's right. Thank you so much, Emine.
Thank you so much. Thank you.